All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Camden Overtop, and I will be presenting today with my partner, Yusuf Fathi. We're going to be talking about our food image processing application that kind of works on an AI algorithm to process some of your food. So, to start off, the company we worked for wasn't actually a company as much as it was just a university. Our app's name is Food Insight. It's kind of a play on insight that you can take a picture of it and you get insight about the food, but we made it for Professor Joan Sui via the university. So, kind of the stakeholders in this project were obviously our sponsor. We had our project manager was Melanie, and our tribe lead was Professor Barium. Not pictured were some other sponsor team members. There was Zainab and Yinshao, and they worked on the algorithm that was responsible for analyzing images with Professor Sui, and they were very great to work with, and they helped us make a great app. Kind of the development team is myself, obviously. I was the product manager and squad lead. Youssef was the development manager. And then some other team members we had were Sarah Kornblue, Alex Recksteiner, Nicholas Fong, and Jeannie Zhu. Kind of how we split it up. We had two teammates working kind of on some Apple development, and the rest of the teammates kind of working on more Android development instead. So, kind of the problem that we were tackling was that tracking food can kind of be inaccurate or difficult to do, especially if you don't have an application for it. There's only really a few that kind of offer it. Self monitoring, kind of what you're eating, the calories you intake, the macronutrients you're intaking are all very important in kind of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And when users do this kind of without any self regulation or help from an external source, a lot tend to give up or have a lot of kind of difficulty being able to do it. And a lot of things can very easily add up in terms of nutrients for what you're eating in a day. And so it's pretty important that users are given kind of the option to record what they're eating, and that needs to be made kind of as easy as possible. So, kind of the solution that we were approached with was to design an app similar to maybe something like MyFitnessPal, where users can enter food or ingredient information um, that they have consumed in a day. They can enter it manually, and kind of the main drive behind the app, the AI drive, was users would be able to take pictures of food or kind of input a picture they'd already taken of food and have it analyzed for what ingredients were inside. So it was kind of some really cool AI analysis. And then after they input the ingredients, it kind of returns the nutrition information and macronutrients of those ingredients. And so the solution kind of helps people maintain health and weight goals, again, by tracking it. Many individuals are able to use this app. It's very easy. It's pretty intuitive. There's a few things we put in that kind of help a user understand, but overall, we thought we came up with a good solution to kind of tackle these problems. So kind of we can go through some of the pages of the application. Obviously, as pretty standard for most applications, we have a login page where a user obviously can enter their email or password or select forgot password. And then how we kind of differ from other apps here is we have a create account page where they enter kind of the normal email and then password information, but they'll also enter their kind of name and some caloric goals that they're hoping to achieve and what nutrition they're hoping to achieve by utilizing the application. And then the homepage is also another one that we have. It shows some progress of how many macronutrients you've consumed. You can see, obviously, we have carbs, protein, fat, and calories. You can see some previous meals that you've consumed. And it's just pretty helpful in having a nice homepage that you end up on when you log into the application. Um, and yeah, so I'll let Yusuf take it away with some of these other pages.
So in the input page or where you can add a new meal, this is where the most important part happens is when you can select ingredients. Right now we have up to 3,000 different ingredients you can choose from. You can also choose the serving size and serving quantity for each ingredient. Once you're done with adding your whole meal, you can click review meal and it would show up protein, carbohydrates, calories, and fats of each ingredient, as well as the total of the meal. Um, on another note, you don't have to put it manually. So we were provided by the sponsor team an algorithm where you can take an image either for a whole meal or raw ingredients, and it would return with a prediction of what ingredients are with an estimation of their weight. Next, we have charts page. So on the charts page, we have three charts. These can help the user keep track of their calories intake, their new average nutrition intake per day, and their weight status. So in the first graph, in calorie status, it shows the total calories intake per day over a time range. For nutrition status, it shows an average of fat intake, protein, carbs, and calories per day. For the weight status, it's a way to keep track of weight entries that you can enter in the profile page that we're going to talk about later. For data range selection, you can select up to information about last week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. The last main page on our app is a profile page. Here you can either change your goals, whether add the current weight, change your weight goal, where do you want to, when do you want to achieve that goal. You can enter percentage of calories coming from protein, coming from fats and carbohydrates. It's an easy way to keep track of how many calories you're taking. And also you can change the account information, either your name, date of birth, gender, or password. And you can log out from your account, and you can choose your preference for notifications. Also choose the release of the app. Next on, we're going to talk about technologies we have used to develop the app. So for the app itself, we used React Native, as we needed multi-platform application that works both Android and iOS, and we use Redux with React Native. For our API, we created a RESTful web API using Express on Node.js server. We created a MySQL database, and we used Firebase for user signing up and authentication. Next on, we're going to talk about some values and highlights gained from working on this project. First of all, working on a multi-platform development and deployment of an app has been a big experience, a big chunk of this development process over the last 6 months. Also creating a database from the scratch and optimizing database with indexing to guarantee the queries are working as fast as possible, creating an API that connects a mobile app to a database, working on Firebase on creating signing in and authentication, and also some new technologies that none of the members have worked on before, like Redux. This is like a review of the product demo. You can see a full product demo on our table, but here are some of the pages we have worked on. And in the end, we would like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Professor Juan, and her team for the opportunity to work on this project, as well as their efforts to make this development process as smooth as possible, both by their contributions to the project as well as their clear vision of what the end product should be like. We also would like to thank our tribe lead, Professor Variam, and our product manager, Melanie, for their continuous feedback that helps us to stay on track. We want to thank everyone attending our presentation today, and we would like to invite you to our table for a quick demo of the app.
Yep. You can see
Thanks.
some cool image analysis if you can come look at our demo. But yeah, thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you to our presenters. If we could give our congratulations either through the clap emote or typing it out in chat, that would be much appreciated.